Today on the channel, things get uncanny with the Uncanny X-Men Marvel Legends Retro Wave, Longshot, and Wolverine.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Marvel Legends unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we've got the latest Marvel Legends Retro Wave Uncanny X-Men edition of Wolverine and Longshot. But if you're looking for these two and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Zavi. Use the link in the description below and use discount code KYLEPETERSON to save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. And that's exactly what I did to pick these guys up. As they seem to get the Duke, they got first dibs on these, so I placed my order and they came very quickly. I was shocked how fast these came to me. So very happy to have these two here today from the old school iconic packaging. You guys know, you've watched the channel, I love this nostalgic throwback 90s packaging here. And of course, Longshot and Wolverine, both of these figures I had as a kid. I still got somewhere in my collection. I should have dug them out for this review, but you guys get the gist. But very, very iconic ones, especially the Wolverine. But Longshot, not so bad. A little bit of controversy with this Longshot figure we'll talk about, but of course we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging, we're going to talk about it, we're going to unbox it, we're going to talk about it, we're going to see where it goes from there. And I guess we'll start it off with the controversial one, Longshot, as we just recently unboxed Longshot on the channel in the Mojo World Hasbro Pulse exclusive box set. Bad business decision, if you ask me, on Hasbro's part here. They should have, and I know some fans are very happy by this, but I'm thinking with a business hat on. And if I was a businessman, here's what I would do if I was Hasbro. I would have released that box set, then I would have waited a year or 2 years and came out with a separate Longshot, or came out with that separate Mojo that we saw as well. Because you basically put both in the market, and a lot of collectors, especially when both are out there, they're like, well, okay, I'm going to get these, or I'm going to get that one. I'm not going to get both. So I think Hasbro really hurt their sales as a whole. If they waited a year later, somebody would have said, well, enough time's passed, I'll get another one. But they're not going to do that. The majority of people either totally passed altogether because they didn't care anyways, or they picked one or the other. There's not a lot of people that bought both of them like me. There's a sucker born every minute, some might say. But Longshot, an interesting character, of course, if you follow the X-Men in the 80s and 90s. The whole Mojo World saga, of course, even going into the old animated series as well. But interesting to get two Longshots basically within a couple of months of each other, and then Mojo basically at the exact same time. So very interesting dynamic with Hasbro. I don't know if they had their business hat totally secured the way it needed to be during all this. But let's take a look at Longshot first. There he is. Very iconic packaging, like I said. Absolutely do love that. Love the glamour shot. Love the Marvel Comics logo. Very classic. Got the heads there as well. Longshot right there. What's it say? With Lucky Dagger. Oh, Lucky Dagger. Everybody needs a Lucky Dagger. There it is right there. On the back of the package, you got a little Longshot picture. You got a little blurb. And man, you got an iconic cross-sell right there. Just like they used to do it in the 90s. Man, keep that up. Bring that over to traditional Marvel Legends. Let's get cross-sells like that. What are we doing? Come on. Let's do that. So very cool. UPC's gibberish down there. See what it says about our old friend Longshot here. The alien performer and hero, Longshot, uses probability manipulating powers to turn any odds in his favor. He's just like a gambling man, like a young Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead, of course. There it is. There's the old package. Nothing else going on in there, but absolutely do love that packaging. See you later. And there's Longshot right there. He's got extra hands. He's got his merce or his satchel, whatever you want to call it here. And then he just got his little blade as well. I'm going to pop all this stuff out. Maybe. There it goes. And then the figure. And we'll do some comparisons to the other Longshot here in a second. If I can get him out of the package. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's get down to these accessories first. And much like we saw with the other version of Longshot, we get some extra hands here. We do get the four-fingered Longshot. Very interesting. He's only got 4 fingers, as we do know. Looks very interesting. But we got a splayed out hand, and then we got a fisted hand. So we do have that right here. Looks good. Choose your own hand adventure, as we always do say. We do get a nice dagger here, a nice knife going on, nice black sculpt there against the gray. Looks really, really good. Looks like a dangerous knife that you you cut your finger off with, so be careful with that. And then we do get his Merce, his satchel, whatever we're going to call it. And I think we've seen this before as well. I'm trying to think, did we see this with Mystique at one time, possibly in a different color? I'm trying to go back and think here, but it's a nice brown kind of leather purse, really, at the end of the day. And we did not get this one with the Mojo World box set. So if you're really looking for a purse like this, man, this is the set for you right here. Now we get down to Longshot here. And Longshot looking pretty good. A little bit different. And I guess now is a perfect time to call out the differences between the Mojo World version and this version. Very, very similar. Very similar figures here. Everything is basically the same, just a couple of differences here. As the Mojo World box set one looks a lot more like Sting from the Police, of course. Not the wrestler, I wish the wrestler, but the police member Sting. He looks more like that, where this one, Longshot does have the eye there. He's kind of got that yellow eye effect going on. Like when I close my eyes and I think of Longshot, I always think of that effect. So he does have that here. Both of them have a very iconic mullet. It looks like he walked out a flock of seagulls, really is what it looks like. And then the other big difference between these two is the star on the new one is yellow. It is white on the old one. But besides that, you're basically playing all the hits. You're playing all the same stuff here. There's really no differences between these two. So I can see many of people that got this with Mojo saying, I have absolutely no use for this, and I would totally understand that. For me, I'm going to put them on different shelves, different scenes. That's my best way to justify owning both of these guys here. But very, very interesting between the two. Just really not a lot of difference here. And I mean, we'll go through the articulation, everything on this guy for sure. The arms do go all the way around on Longshot. He does got the bicep cut. He does got double jointed pinless elbows. You know I'm here for that. Hands are removable. Head side to side, back and forth, of course. You do get the ab crunch. You do get the waist articulation. Head back and forth. Good movement on the head. A little bit limited by that mullet, of course, as you can imagine. Then he does got the daggers in his hand that are sculpted in there. I really do like that. I appreciate that. That is a really cool, neat feature. He can do those big old long shot splits if he needs to. Got a thigh cut, then you got double jointed pinless knees once again, got a boot cut, and you got ankles back and forth, up and down. So not a ton of newness here if you already have that other Longshot, but for people that didn't want that Mojo World box set, maybe you didn't want the Dazzler, that little Wolverine, the fancy box, you were okay with that cheaper version of Mojo, and you grab this, hey, you're off to the races as well. He does got the different satchels going on. Of course, he's got the Merce over here, but he also has a spot to hold his knife on the side. He's got a belt there that free flows kind of around a little bit. And then you've got the satchel at the top with all the bullets, things like that. But besides that, it's not a ton of difference from the first one. Does he fit on a Ringside Collectibles stand? Of course, a Mattel stand, as you guys do know. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% at Ringside Collectibles. And he fits like a glove right there, so we're going to put him off to the side. So there is Longshot. Just depends what kind of collector you are, if you need this or not. But I do think you need a little bit of representation of Longshot in your X-Men collection if you're an 80s, 90s X-Men guy for sure. So now we turn our attention over to the old main event. We turn our attention over to Wolverine. Wolverine, my favorite comic book hero. One of the most iconic comic book heroes of all time, for sure, of the last 40 years, whatever you want to call it. Just very, very cool. And to get him in his old school, I guess, Jim Lee X-Men outfit is a pretty cool touch to the past, as I did love this version way back when I was a little kid. And we do know Hasbro Pulse, probably still up for sale right now. There's different 3-packs of X-Men team members, so you can buy those, put them with this Wolverine. You're going to build out that team. And you guys know, myself and a lot of you guys, we love building out teams on our shelves. That's what we're going to be able to do here very soon in 2023. So very iconic Wolverine, very cool Wolverine. Very happy to have this one in the collection. Looks really good. You got 2 heads with this Wolverine. It looks like you got 2 hands as well. And then, of course, you got the clawed hands. Got to have those with Wolverine. Man, that artwork takes me back to the 90s as well. Talked about all the other stuff here with Longshot. Same thing here. Just absolutely beautiful. On the back, just a beautiful card as well. Can't miss it. I love it. Love the cross-sell. Love the blurbs. Love everything about this. I wish Marvel Legends would just turn into this packaging going forward. I'd be okay with that. Wolverine suits up with a new X-Men team to take on the world's greatest threats to mutant kind. Oh, he sure did. The 90s, wild times in the X-Men universe, as we all know. Then Wolverine lost his adamantium. He turned into like a wild primate type thing, and that's where they kind of lost me in the X-Men set. Uh-oh, right there. Spider-Man style. See you later. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. See you later. I just didn't like that. I loved it when he got his adamantium pulled out, but when he turned into kind of like a feral creature, man, really heartbreaking for a Wolverine fan like me at the time, and I'm sure some of you guys as well. There he is, old Wolvie, looking good in the yellow and blue, looking awesome there. I like that a whole lot. Whoa, shooting high hands out of here, got to be careful. Taped in, there it is, extra head, and there he is, Wolverine. Come on, jeez, fighting me all along the way. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's look at the different stuff he comes with. 2 hands, so he's got the 2 fisted hands here. Always love a good fisted hand, as you guys know, and then you got the claw hands. I find it very difficult not to use my Wolverines without the claw hands. I'm always claw-handing my Wolverine. It's so tough. They're so iconic. They're such good personality, the claw hands, so I always have to put them on there. But part of me wants to use the fists. We'll see. Maybe I will. Maybe I probably won't. Probably won't. But now we get Wolverine right here, and man, oh man, do I love this Wolverine. Like I said, this harkens back to the old 90s Toy Biz days with Wolverine. I guess we'll start breaking down. Let's break down the articulation. He does got the butterfly shoulders on here for a little extra movement. Arms do go all the way around. You do get bicep cut. Double jointed pinless elbows. Love to see that. Hands removable, of course. We do get the claws here, and this is a little bit of the older claws. These do drive me absolutely nuts, I will be honest. They always kind of cling together, and they're always just, they're not as nice. I like the one, what was that Wolverine? We got the, not Astonishing X-Men, the one, the Krakoan one. What was that one? I love those claws. I wish we could get more of those claws going forward. The X-Force Wolverine, I think, had those as well. I really do like those kind of claws compared to these. These, I guess, will get the job done in a pinch if we need to. Ab crunch, of course. You do get waist articulation. Big old Wolverine splits. You do get a thigh cut, and I love that these thigh bracelets, whatever they're called, I love that they're sculpted in now, because we remember back to the Marvel Legends where they used to kind of drip down all the time. They were always a pain. I like what they've done here, so that's a good one right there. You do get double jointed knees, you get a boot cut, you do get the ankles back and forth. Of course, Wolverine being smaller, he definitely feels smaller in hand. Definitely feels a little bit littler than other figures, just in your hand. You can just tell all the way. Head articulation up and down, good movement both ways on the head. You can get all kinds of deep ones there. I do like the looks of that. Very stoic, plain Jane Wolverine. Love the hair on him, love the big old sideburns going on. Not too shabby for a Wolverine head. We do get a second head. Oh yeah, you got the mean mugging Wolverine head. You do have to have both these versions. I think you can really choose your own adventure right here between the two. Nice thing with Wolverine heads are as well, we got a lot of different ones over the years. You can mix and match, take these over to other Wolverine figures and back and forth. So if you want to get your perfect Wolverine head, you can easily do some of that mixing and matching. But good skin tone, good skin color. I like both dynamics. You got the angry Wolverine, you got the happy Wolverine, or I guess the stoic Wolverine between the two. So very, very good there. The biggest gripe I have with this one is definitely the claws. I just wish they could get to those other claws. I think they look better, they set better, they don't move around as much. But this one will have to do, but it does look good. This is an iconic Wolverine. This is one I keep saying brings me back to the 90s. Does he fit on the Mattel ringside stand? Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. Make sure you're getting the Mattel stands. And look at that, he fits like an absolute glove there. So very, very cool. Love the deep articulation, love the looks of him. I love Longshot too, and between the two, I'm picking Wolverine because it's Longshot. If we didn't have that last one, this would feel really awesome, be really cool, but we're a little bit through the motions because we've already had a Longshot fairly recently, so to get a second one this quick is a little interesting, as I explained a little bit earlier here. But a very cool set, no doubt about it. Any way you slice it with Wolverine's claws. Very cool retro characters on retro carding, playing all the hits as far as I'm concerned, Hasbro. So I'm all in on both these guys. But what say you out there in YouTube land? You picking these two up? You don't need the Longshot, but you need the Wolverine. I got to think more people will want the Wolverine because a lot of people do have the Longshot box set, but I can see people buying all different combinations, of course. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, give this video the old thumbs up. You made it this far, you might as well. Subscribe to the channel. As you guys know, we're unboxing everything Marvel Legends. I think we unboxed every single Marvel Legends figure that was released in 2022 on the channel. I think 2021 as well. So everything Marvel Legends does come this way on the channel. So make sure you're hitting the subscribe button and then checking out the playlist if you missed a video because there's so much Marvel Legends content here on this very channel. I actually had a viewer reach out the other day saying, you should think about reviewing Marvel Legends figures. I said, man, are you kidding me? And he wasn't even joking, so I don't know what happened there. But make sure you do subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell. Don't forget about the Patreon, where we get videos like this a lot earlier than traditional YouTube. You can only put so much up on YouTube a day. I mean, I do 3 videos every day. I don't know if I should do 10, but hey, you never know. I could. But check out the Patreon for early access to a lot of these videos. Getting way ahead on videos, things like that. And then we also got exclusive content, Q&As, giveaways, you name it, all a part of the Patreon. And best of all, you do support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. And don't forget about social media. SirPaul64 over there on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Wolverine and Longshot, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.